His radio mornings. I'm Liz. Okay, wrapping. Who does the wrapping in your house, Scott?
Well, who does it better?
No,
or just who does it?
Who has the
Because
brunt of the Christmas wrapping in your home?
my wife would be the one in charge of that because she does it far better than I do.
Okay.
Although I can get a roll of tape and some paper and do something to hide what's inside, but it's not pretty.
Okay, Ninja.
Oh, it's me.
Is it you? Dusty doesn't.
No, if
Wrap
it was up
anything?
to him, he'd just be like, "Here you go."
Oh, just not even in a
Unwrapped.
bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am the one who has the brunt of the wrapping. However, if my husband is there, if Joey is there, it is a critique the entire time. Like, you just butcher them. You're not even. That's too much paper. That's not big enough. That's crooked.
The backseat driver of Christmas wrapping.
Right, that is Joey. His face is in the dictionary. Okay, but there is some new wrapping. I guess people are. I feel like this is an old thing come back.
Yes, I saw it's fabric wrapping. Like you get this festive, Christmassy, colorful fabric and wrap the gift with that.
Wouldn't that be more expensive than foil paper? Because foil paper is expensive, but if you're doing actual material,
Yeah.
and you're wrapping a larger gift,
That
Yeah.
would get quite
Quite
pricey.
expensive.
But they're saying, it saves the environment. You can
True.
use it over and over. I think that would be a fun tradition
Mm-hmm.
to pass around, like on Christmas morning with the family. It's like, oh, you get this gift with this wrapping paper, well, this wrapping fabric,
Yeah.
and then they can use it for theirs. Like if you did Secret Santa with your family, maybe.
you could also use like a throw or a blanket, like a baby blanket. So something for,
Yeah.
Ninja's baby Ollie, you could wrap in a baby blanket and then it's a twofer.
That's cute.
Okay,
I like
so
that.
I don't mind that so much, but if I had to keep up with all the fabric all year long, and then the expense of that, we used to wrap in what we called funny papers.
What's
like
funny papers?
The comics from Sunday.
Oh, the newspaper?
The newspaper, and you would do
Yeah.
the comics.
We did too.
Oh.
Yeah, or just newspaper in general. I mean, when, you finished, your hands were completely black, but that's another story.
Kathy said back in the day when it was common to get brown paper bags with your groceries, she would wrap gifts in that and have the kids draw pictures to decorate.
Oh,
on the
that's
outside.
neat. Okay,
Yeah.
because we used to use, when I was younger, now my parents didn't, but we did as kids, would use the comics from Sunday. So you'd have a little family circle, a little Garfield, that kind of thing. Scott, you did that as well?
Absolutely. And I like what you said about having the ink all over your hands afterwards, because that's exactly what would happen
All
when you'd
the
wrap.
time.
And then when you would open it, it would get all that ink on you.
Get all over you.
Do you prefer wrapping paper or Christmas bags?
Okay, so here's the heated fellowship between me and my husband. It is, I don't mind Christmas bags. And he's like, if you're giving a kid a gift, like if we, are giving our grandbabies a gift, do not put it in a Christmas bag because that is not fun for them at all. Wait, Scott, you're shaking your head too?
I agree. I totally agree. I think it's better if you wrap it and let them rip the paper versus, a nice bag.
So I do most of the Christmas wrapping in my house, but when my husband wraps his presents, he gets a giant roll of tinfoil and wraps all of his presents with tinfoil. No tape needed. But to decorate it, he draws pictures of Christmas songs on the tinfoil that we have to guess. So he might draw an O and a Christmas tree, and we have to guess that the song is "Oh Christmas Tree." And he does it with everybody's presents, so everybody gets a different Christmas song.
And it's like a little game on Christmas too.
Diane texted, she said, 10-year-old Noah is listening and says that when it comes to bags versus wrapping the
For
gifts,
kids, yeah.
that bags are for birthday parties.
Okay.
Wrapping is for Christmas.
Okay, what's his name again?
Noah.
Okay, Noah, I have been schooled.
My mom loves to give us Christmas presents in reusable grocery bags. She will find Christmas ones. She puts all of our presents in there, except for my son's because he's 8. But I love it because I get reusable grocery bags.
Okay, it's a twofer, another twofer.
Now, I feel you, Susan. Susan said, how many of us have enjoyed wrapping something in multiple boxes just to get to the smaller one?
Right. I love that so
Yes.
much. It's a little frustrating because you're like, okay, it's in this one. No, it's okay, it's in that one, but it's so much fun.
Do you remember any older family members who would carefully unwrap the gift wrap so that they could use it again next Christmas, as opposed to just tearing it up and making a giant pile in the living room?
First of all, I'm going to say it's not just the older Americans, the older people that are doing this. Scott, do you remember anybody doing that?
Absolutely. So every Christmas Eve, all of our family, aunts, uncles, cousins would gather together and eat, open presents. And I had an aunt who made sure that those bows were saved to her so she could reuse them next year. And she was the same way with opening the packages. It was like, diffusing a ticking bomb. She would carefully peel one corner, not to rip it, and open it. And, kids were like, just open it already. But she was very particular about how she opened it so she could reuse the paper.
I had a family member that saved everything. The boxes, the tissue paper, the wrapping paper, and the bows.
Okay, so I'm assuming that is an older person, and then Scott had mentioned that his aunt, so maybe an older person as well that was saying. So maybe the guy's right.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Elizabeth said that she saves the tissue paper to wrap ornaments and decorations for next year.
Oh, that is so good. We use the tree skirt. And then I kind of wrap and cushion.
Yeah, that works.
Everything with it. Okay, you got another text?
Yes. So Emily, she said that apparently the people who saved the wrapping paper, a lot of them, she thinks, lived through the Great Depression, was raised by people who did. So when they were little, they learned to be resourceful.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. And when you can recycle, that's great. Mm-hmm. And I recycle the ones that are really nice. The ones that are smushed that have been under the tree for a while, I tend to let those go. Back to the open mic on the My His Radio app.
So I heard Ninja talking about saving the tissue paper. I am 29, and I have always saved the tissue paper. Like, we have home videos of me when I'm 4 and 5 folding up the tissue paper from my bags that I got as gifts. My in-laws think it's hilarious, but that's just been the normal thing in my family. I didn't know it was weird until this very moment.
Yeah, I was today years old.